When I was around 8 years old I met a girl named Molly. Her family had moved in that summer to a house a few houses down and I really didn't see her for the first month or two that summer. My first memory of her was when I was playing with a small anthill in my backyard and she came over and joined me. She showed interest in my anthill and by 8-year-old logic she was the coolest person ever and we became best friends. We would play every day that we could in her backyard or my backyard, go to the pool, ride bikes, ride scooters, and play basketball. Basically if I went outside she would be out with me. A few years later we were still best friends and did everything together. When we were about 12-13ish I remember it was the late fall of 7th grade when she didn't show up for a month of school. When she came back she didn't really tell me why she was gone. She said that she was sick and was taking medication to get better, so I never thought too much about it after. We would still hang out every day but I started to notice that she wasn't the same. She wasn't as hyper as she always was, like she would have to take breaks more often when we were doing stuff. The summer before 8th grade and 8th grade she still seemed pretty normal, but I remember that her mom would call her in to take medication and she could stay out as long with me anymore. High school started. We went to the same high school but didn't get to hang out as much because I was playing baseball and she started to take up playing the piano. She used to play softball/baseball with me until she said she had to stop playing baseball, so she took up an instrument. Because of our different schedules we didn't get to see each other too often and we would once or twice a week, but it felt like we never talked. In the summer after freshman year we used to hang out every day but she couldn't go out as much. She would be inside her house more and I would go over to her place and watch TV, play video games, and she got really good with the piano so she would play when my family would go over for barbecues. This summer was also the same summer she was going to the doctors more often. She would always tell me it was just a checkup, and if she didn't say checkup she would say she was getting testing done. She would tell me that she was okay but I knew something wasn't okay. Our family shared a beach house down in South Carolina that we would go to in August of each summer. About the second week of being there that's when I found out. We would go out to the boardwalk pretty much every morning before it got too hot and just go to the beach, get ice cream cones every day and do whatever. This was the first summer that her dad had to come with us everywhere and it wasn't really a big deal, neither one of us really minded, but I didn't know why he wanted to come. We were standing in line to get food when I saw her pass out in the middle of ordering food for everyone. I was freaking out while her dad called her mom to meet them back at the house because Molly passed out. So he picked her up and we ran back to the house, which was about 5 minutes away, and just got in their car and started speeding towards the local hospital. Her parents took her to emergency care and I waited in the waiting room. I called my parents and told them what happened and they met me at the hospital. About 6 hours later I was allowed to see her and she told me that she was okay and that she must have passed out from the heat and not drinking enough water. She was staying at the hospital overnight, so she and my parents took me out to eat and stopped by the house first to get changed and stuff before heading back to the hospital. I had just finished showering and getting changed when her mom stopped by my room and told me that she and parents had to talk to me. This was the scariest moment of my life. Her parents had told me that Molly was diagnosed with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, back in the 7th grade and that she wasn't expected to live much longer. Her condition was getting worse and she might only live for a few more years.